Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Clemson. It's good to be here and to be with you. My name is Karl and Reverend Holly drafted me to serve as your worship associate this morning. As someone who loves probing the mysteries of the universe, the revelation of an asymmetry in today's participation amused and delighted me. I find it really, really neat that as one of the longest active members, I'm participating in a service recognizing and celebrating our newest members. Other 25 plus elders of UUFC are with us today. For example, Larry and Elaine have been here since 1991. Janice and I came in 1987. John Huskin, 1985. Susan Pierce, 1996. Jackie Renzi, 1997. Kathy Crane, 1992. And Michael Cole, 1983. Martha Alexander, 1999. Paula Husenfeld, 1982. And Mary Oram, 1999. Holly Albrecht, 1990. So it's really good to see so many elders together this morning. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your life journey, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, wherever you were born, whatever language you speak, you are welcome here. Whatever your skin color, whatever your class background, whatever your range of abilities, you are welcome here. Whatever your politics, whatever your beliefs, whatever your theology, you are welcome here. We are so glad that you chose our fellowship as your place of worship this morning. If you're joining us for the first time this morning, welcome. If you're a visitor and would like to stand and tell us who you are, you're welcome to do so. Do we have any visitors this morning? After the service, we gather for coffee and social connection in the social room. Please join us. If you're interested in getting our weekly newsletter so you can get connected to our community, our weekly sharing of joys and concerns, and our collective efforts to support local social justice work, please reach out to the office by email on our website. There are announcements on the back of your order of service, and I have a few additional ones to make. This afternoon, Glenn Peterson will clean the carpet in the social room. All the chairs and tables will be needed of one in the main hallway. From now until December 7th, we will be collecting new and gently used mittens, hats, scarves, and socks for all ages. Board news. The board is pleased to report that we have found nominations for president-elect and one of the two nominating committee positions. We are still looking for people to serve in the nominating and shared ministry committee. Please contact me, Karl Dieter, Chin-Fu Chen, or Leslie Visage if you are interested. And then finally, the sign-up for Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, November 27th at 1:30 at UUFC. See the Weekly Connection or contact Barbara Stroop for more information.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Holly Brown, and I am the minister here at UUFC. I was a little bit worried with the misty fog this morning, whether we would have very many people here, so it's nice to see you. And as we begin worship, I have these opening words to share with you from Linda Susan Ulrich. Open the doors, push on looming wood arches embroidered with ironwork. Brace shoulders against the weight of history unmoved. Slough off the musty smell of unused joy and stirred up sorrow. Knock rust off the hinges if you have to, and let your breath precede you inside. Open the doors more. Make room for a shaft of sunlight to cross the threshold. Give the dust motes something to dance about. Peek through the single slice of possibility and name even the half-hidden truths you see. Open the doors wider still. Pour yourself through the gap. Strut or sneak or slide as best suits you. Cleanse whatever scrapes catch your skin and bind up the wounds that keep you from entering as your whole self. Open the door as far as they will go. Draw on the strength of the stones beneath the ground you walk on. In a firm sense of who you are, stand as a beacon, welcoming the seeker, and shine far beyond the lintel and sill. Open all that you are. Heighten and deepen your connections to the world. Broaden your definition of the neighbor. Grow into the largest target of grace that you can muster, and pray to become a gateway for even greater love and compassion. Open up the doors, my friends, lest we keep the stranger out and condemn ourselves to prisons of our own making behind closed doors. Come, let us worship together. And in the spirit of worshiping together, I invite you to rise in body, mind, or spirit, whatever is most comfortable for you, to join in singing number 360. Here we have gathered. You can find it in the gray hymnal, or it'll be on the slides.
I have a surprise request. Ethan, would you like to light the chalice? That was a surprise, wasn't it? Thank you so much for coming off the bench. Please join me in saying our words of affirmation. We gather together in a spirit of love, with justice as our guide. This is our chosen covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth with freedom, and to care for one another.
So since it's our new member service today, I get to do the time for all ages. And this is a rare treat because Karen's here today, and usually she's the one to do it. But I want to ask any of the young ones if they would like to come forward and help me with something. Any of you that anybody that's young or young at heart that would like to come forward is welcome to do so. Look at all of these young folks. All right, can y'all gather around? Can you see the Legos? Okay, we're gonna make sure you don't bump this, okay? All right, so we have Legos. Do all of the Legos look the same? No, that's right. So do you think everybody here looks the same? No. You say that. You knew I was going to say that. Yes. So we have new members that are joining us. So I didn't count these Legos exactly, okay? So, yeah, there's a lot over here. So all of these Legos that are already put together represent this congregation. The people that have been members, whether it's new members or longtime members, these blocks represent them. And as different as everybody here is, we have lots of different kinds of Legos. We have big, flat, square ones, yes. And we have skinny and large ones. Well, so somebody else did this. I just pulled a bunch of Legos out of a box back in the RE space. So Hayden was asking about this one and why it has two wheels attached to it. It might go to a car piece. I think there's another one. Does this one look like it might have, like, wheels could go on it? Yes? Yes. So it's on these little posts where the wheels can be attached. Okay. So when we have new folks a little bit later, just in a little bit, join us for recognizing them as new members, we're going to give them one of these Legos. So, and they're going to be able to put the Legos on, but before we do that, I want y'all to look through the Legos and pick one for you to add somewhere on here. And be careful not to knock each other over. Okay? You can find a spot anywhere that you want to put it down. It can attach to something else or be next to something else. Okay. Everybody get a chance to put a Lego down? Yeah. Nope. Okay. All right. That one's an interesting one, isn't it? It's got a hinge on it. Yeah.
You can go like up and down.
Yeah. Well, Hayden put it down like that, so we're going to leave it like that, okay? All right. Right. Okay. So, did you already get a chance to go? Okay. All right. Okay. So, now I need each one of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many people are here today, Karen? Is it 7 or 8? There's a couple of folks that aren't. 10. We're celebrating 10 new members, but not all of them are here in person. Some are online. So there's 7 of you. So can each one of you pick up a block so that we can give it to a new member in just a minute? Okay. All right. And then I need 3 of you, let's say Ethan and Ave, and can you tell me your name? Parker. Would the 3 of you pick out one more block? Okay. And so when it is time to invite people to come forward, we have a couple of folks that aren't here, so the 3 of you might have to help put a block down. Can y'all do that? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So if y'all would stay up here for just a minute. Also, would somebody volunteer to hand these out? Somebody that hasn't already volunteered, doesn't already have a second. Matilda's going to help me. And here, let's give a few to you too. And I got some for you. Okay. All right. Now I would like to invite Karen York as our membership chair and Leslie Visage as our board president to come forward to start inviting our new members to join us. Not yet. So when each new member comes forward, as Ms. Karen calls their name, you'll hand one block to each person, okay? All right.
Okay, so new members, when I call your name, please come forward to join us in the front. Fran and Stu Rundlet. You're going to stay? Okay, perfect. We're going to recognize Fran and
Ave,
Stu.
would you go hand them a block? And would you go hand them one of these? Okay.
Audrey Lanford.
Can you hand her hand them one of those papers? Thank you. Okay.
Teresa Lanford. Wanda Solsick.
Would
Nancy Brown, who's a returning member. Deborah Seegers, who's also a returning member.
Does anybody have a block to give to her? Okay. Can you take one of the papers down to Mr. Reese? No, he's got papers. Would you take one down to the other end? Other end. Okay, we got her.
Donna Brazil, who I don't believe is here in person.
No.
And Maggie Riley is also being recognized today, and I don't see her here either. And finally, Glenn Peterson.
Okay. Can you go hand him a block? Yeah. And can you go hand him a piece of paper? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So we have two people that aren't here. So would y'all mind sitting on these front chairs for a minute? And then when it's time to put the block, you're gonna let your legs rest. Okay, great. All right.
An important part of welcoming new members is affirming our commitments in the covenant of membership with them. This is an opportunity for all of us to reaffirm the new member covenant. And now, everyone please, members present, read the response with me. We welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We welcome you as an equal member of this fellowship, of this faith, and of our shared journey together. And all members that are present are invited to read our covenant of right relations in unison. The words will be displayed on the screens up here. We come to this fellowship in pursuit of a community of love, strength, and support that is larger than ourselves. In this spirit, we covenant to provide a safe and inclusive space for the social and spiritual needs of our diverse members, honoring different perspectives, abilities, and cultural identities. Honor our obligation to volunteer as we are able to develop and support each other, fellowship. Recognize, acknowledge, and actively appreciate gifts to one another, accepting our imperfections and limitations. Support and nurture each other in our community, taking responsibility to ask for what we need. Listen and speak actively, respectfully, and with caring and open minds, sharing our individual truths as means to reach better understanding. Speak honestly and directly with those to whom we have issues, especially at times of conflict or disagreement.
And now, our Lego base, landscape, that's a good word. As you find a spot that matches where you would like it to be. Nope. That's okay. So, yes. Those ones are hard sometimes. There we go. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Yes. Those. Yes, need help sometimes. Yes.
recognition of their membership and as a welcome from UUFC. So if the kids wanted to come back up here and help me with the gifts, one or two of you.
Did Fran get one? Okay, they only, do we leave one for just one for a couple, or do they both get one? For couples. Okay. Thank you. I think that's all of the gifts we have to give out. So if y'all want to go back to your seats. The adults can go back to their seats as well. This time for real, although you might want to wait to sit down. If
This is the time we set aside for the offering in order to give toward the financial vitality of this community. Also, 25% of the undesignated collection each week goes to an organization in the local community that we partner with. For the month of November, we are partnering with Clemson Community Care. Each week, we also collect non-perishable food for the Clemson Community Food Bank. You may also give by going to the UUFC website and using the donate button. There you will see options for paying your pledge and donating towards the organizations we partner with. Thank you for your generosity.
Again, thank you for your generosity. And in a continued spirit of generosity of spirit, beautiful. As I share each of the joys and concerns that have been written to share today, I have asked Karl to put a stone into this bowl, this vessel, which is representative of our community. Thank you. That was just handed to me by Christian, sorry. The Benson family has learned that they are expecting another daughter. They're going to name Penelope Nora at the end of March. Congratulations. And Meg Williamson shares the joyful wedding of her niece took place 2 weeks ago. It was the most meaningful wedding I've ever attended, and it was a lot of fun. Yes. Have a sorrow from Elaine Faithful with the death of her aunt. Have a joy from Karen Sanders. Thanks to Demetra, Sarah McNeil, Rosie, Cindy, Elaine Faithful, and Dave for a great weekend at Dino's retreat. Dinos. Okay. That's what the little thing over the I is for. Okay. Okay. All right. Friends of Carol share that Carol Ward is in Seneca Health and Rehab Unit C, room 306, for about a month. Visits are welcomed and encouraged, and visiting hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Kathy and Gordon share a joy that we are delighted to learn that our backdoor landowner has placed their 12 acres. Oh, yes, that is lovely. Karl shares a concern that he is going to be tent camping next week with 28 degrees Fahrenheit as the low, sleeping bag rated comfortably to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, it's a good thing that you're not going to be at the Mountain Retreat Center with me on Monday night, because the low is supposed to be 15. Not looking. I still have to walk from where I'm staying to the dining hall. If anybody's ever been to the mountain, there's a little bit of a stretch between those two. So if I want to eat, I have to go out in the cold. And I want to share a joy of both our longtime members and our new members that we have welcomed here today. And one final stone for all of the joys and concerns that are held more quiet and tender upon our heart today. Karl, put one more in. He was thinking about that 28-degree low. Thank you, Karl. And we'll take just a moment to hold space for that and sorrow shared. Now, it is time for our young folks that would like to go to their RE spaces with Karen and, is it Kathy, today as we sing Go Now in Peace, which will be up on the screen. So, as you might have noticed, we already sang the kids out, but the service is longer in different places today. But I want to offer a stewardship update, and then in just a moment, I'll invite Audrey Lanford to share a little bit of a moment about how the importance of this community to them. So, I am excited to announce that we have made it to 78% of our pledge goal. Which means, as of Friday, we have the pledges that have come in total $165,312, which I think it's important to name as well. We've only received 46% of pledges. So that means we still have over 50% of pledges to receive back, and we've already received 78% of our goal. So if y'all keep giving, I think we're within reach of our goal. To sustain this community. And
can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Thank you, Reverend Holly. Being left-leaning in the South is hard. Delivery driver might do something to it or refuse to deliver my food or something like that. Honestly, I'm still worried about it. I'm proud of who I am, though, and for much of my life, people have used who I am against me. After the election last year, I knew that if I did find like-minded people to connect with, I wasn't gonna make it. So I looked up UUFC, not for the first time, and I decided it was finally time to check it out. And of course, my mom came with me. The first time we heard Reverend Holly preach was December 8th of last year, and the service was all about love. And at one point in their sermon, they looked around the sanctuary and said, "I hope all of you know that you are loved." Now, it's one thing to see that phrase on social media, on bumper stickers, on motivational posters at your therapist's office, but to hear it like that. First of all, even though Reverend Holly was addressing everyone in the room, I also felt like they were talking directly to me. And second, they said it with such sincerity that for once in my life, I truly believed it. I didn't know how badly I needed to hear it until I did. And I knew then that I had come to the right place. Fast forward to January of this year, just over a month after I started attending, I carpooled with Meg Williamson and Rose Ellen to the People's Rally in Greenville, where we ran into Reverend Holly and Reverend Chris from Goof. After the rally, the five of us were circled up, talking about getting coffee, and for just a second, I glanced down at our feet. In the past, when I've done that, I've always been just half a step back, outside the circle. But this time I was part of it. And since then, this fellowship has given me so much. I have connections now, I have friends, I have people I get along well with. I have the unconditional love and support. As I've been on a bit of a mental health journey in the last couple of years, I've adopted a policy for that which takes care of me. That can mean trimming the wicks of my candles, brushing my cats, or just holding space for a friend. This fellowship takes care of me. So I doubled my pledge this year from $1 to $2 because I don't have a lot of money to give. I don't really have any money to give. So instead I give my time. I give my energy, my creativity, and just like a tiny bit of enthusiasm. Just a little bit. My first year here at UUFC has been transformative, and I really can't wait to see how we evolve next.
Thank you, Audrey. So I realized, I'm going to take just a moment, I realized I forgot to add to our basket, and I get to add 4 of these into our basket. And now I do want to name that some of our ribbons are a little bit loose, so hopefully they all stay in place. So they represent, each one of these represents another 10,000 towards our goal. So as we weave around the ribbons of the people that have been able to make their pledges thus far, we are building a basket of which together we hold what is important to this community in all of the different ways. This month, our Soul Matters theme for November is nurturing gratitude. What a perfect theme for a new member service, offering gratitude to the growth and the change that is happening within this community, people that feel there is a space for them and find ways to give back to community. And as we put together this basket representing our values, we decided, Larry and I talked about it, that each week represents a value. So our first week, it might not be any surprise, was generosity, talking about stewardship. That makes sense, right? The second week was pluralism, which is our religious diversity. And it was a Sunday that we explored through play and fun and dressed up in Halloween costumes for a multi-gen service. Then we had our service last week remembering our ancestors with love at the center holding us, the foundation of this community. And this week is interdependence. So I'm gonna tell on Larry a little bit. He reached out to me and said, what food represents interdependence? And my reply to him was absolutely everything. And I think that might have overwhelmed him a little bit, but he has lots to choose from. So we'll see what our snacks are back during social.
coincidence. Larry brought two things, which are all about interdependence of family and generations. One of the things was his great aunt Tilly's recipe for oatmeal cookies. And then we also had leftover food from my grandson's baby shower. So from 100 years ago to 3 weeks ago, independence in the Fredendall family.
Thank you. So there's all of these different places that our food comes from. There are all of these different ways in which we are able to build community. We built upon the blocks, the foundation that already existed here within this community. This, what might seem like a hodgepodge of bricks from Legos, represents the beauty and diversity someone placed a block. It is connected, even if it's across the board, to everyone else's Lego that is here. And that is the beauty of community and representing our interdependence, having such gratitude for those that surround us, reminding us that we are not alone. I'm gonna go back up here and look at my notes again. So I had somebody a couple of weeks ago ask me what it took to become a member at UUFC. And I got to thinking about it. And, you know, we're not like a gym membership or a Sam's Club membership where you have to have the card to get in the door. Instead, we are a community that welcomes you in and likes you to get connected and involved before saying, hey, do you want to be a member? We don't want to scare anybody off, right? But I had somebody come in the door a few months ago and ask me right out the gate. Apparently, she had been at a church that said as soon as she walked in the door, this was how much she was supposed to give. I was like, that seems off-putting. So we invite people in, and then we have a class called UU and You that we offer. And we've been offering it a couple of times a year lately, and with additional interest, we might have to figure out an additional time to offer it. Because that is one of the steps to becoming a member, or unless you're returning as a member, which some folks also still came and attended UUNU, even as returning members. But after you attend such a class with Karen and Sarah and I, we invite you to have a conversation with me. Now, some people have had conversations with me just before the UUNU class, so I count that. And then they are invited to sign our membership book. And you get to look through it, and you can go back. This one started in July of 1999. So if any of you have joined since then, it is in this book. If you were before that, there's another book that represents those. And so as this congregation grows, these pages have just keep going. Where do they stop? Okay. That's the one that happened today. Glenn joined us today officially. So at other congregations and at this congregation in the past, sometimes people were told they needed to wait until the new member service to sign the book. And while if you do a new member service more than one time a year, that maybe makes more sense. But doing it one time a year means that somebody has to wait months to become official as a member. So what does it mean to be official as a member? Now there's one big difference. One big difference. It means that you get to vote in congregational meetings, which means you get to have a say in what happens within this congregation and have a say in what happens at our denominational level as well. And so, there's also another thing that sometimes people don't find as much of a benefit with. It also means you can serve on committees as the chair or be asked to serve on the board. There's the shared ministry committee or the nominating committee. But there are so many ways to give back to the congregation, and some people don't feel quite ready to join. And sometimes they remain supporting friends, still pledging, still being involved in the congregation. Still gathering together and journeying our spiritual journeys together. Boards, singing in the choir, manning the membership table, being an usher, helping with hospitality. A problem. We have to look at splitting into 2 class groups, which means we need more help. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to teach that you have to do all of these things, but sometimes we just need an extra adult. And I want to name that we don't necessarily want our brand new people to be the ones that are in the class, because y'all that have been here for a long time probably know a bit more about the history of Unitarian Universalism, have some wisdom and insights to share with our young ones. Okay, I'll stop talking about that, but it's so delightful. I am so grateful to have all of these kids that keep coming on a regular basis. It is a sense of interdependence that we are able to bring together community of all ages and make space for everyone. Whether it is in the social hall or the sanctuary, all of those spaces, all of those ways that I just mentioned, we are linked together as a community, linked in a way that can embolden us. May you know that I am grateful for the new members. All of you create the beauty of this community. May you leave knowing that there is a connection here for you and that you are part of this congregation in whatever form that takes. May it be so. May we invite them to sing at certain parts on the chorus. So this song is written and composed by Wei, who many of you know as, who is in the Peace Corps currently, but we're reprising the music today. Thank you. I want to be with you, you. What a perfect way to end honoring and gratitude of our longtime members and our brand new members. May you go in peace and return in love, knowing that you are loved as you go.